This world doesn't need a hero. It needs a professional. The Witcher Wild Hunt.
The Witcher is a series of 6 fantasy novels and 15 short stories written by Polish author Andrzej Sapkowski. The series revolves around the titular Witcher Geralt of Rivia. In Sapkowski's work, Witchers are beast hunters who develop supernatural abilities at a young age to battle wild beasts and monsters. The books have been adapted recently into a TV series and a video game trilogy, which helped its recent popularity immensely. The Witcher franchise is immersive, thrilling, filled with action, and can keep you on the edge of your seat. This is, however, is only on a surface level. The Witcher story has a lot more than just cool sword fightings, gruesome and bloody battles, and action. The story is filled with symbols and hidden meanings that we can see only by looking under a magnifying glass. Today, I want to talk about some of the reasons that makes me fascinated and hooked to this franchise. To save time, the video will be split into 2 segments only, where I will talk briefly on the things I find interesting. Segment 1: Storytelling. The story revolves around the uncharacteristic protagonist Geralt of Rivia. Geralt is no ordinary dull, classic protagonist who's always morally right and impeccable. Instead, his personality is crude, pragmatic, and cynical. Life has been unkind to Geralt and left him shackled by self-doubt and uncertainty. He is burdened with scruples and constantly questions the morality of his work. Questions that do not stop even when he is called upon to slay violent bandits and marauding beasts. Geralt of Rivia is a solitary monster hunter who struggles to find his place in a world where people often prove more wicked than monsters and beasts. Geralt of Rivia is a witcher, a mutant, with special powers who kills monsters for money. The irony lies when Geralt encounters people who are worse than monsters, in their morality, in their actions, in their words. Geralt, who has been deprived from his emotions and feelings due to his Witcher mutation, has more humanity than some people he encounters during his journey. One of his most famous quotations throughout the series is as follows: "People," Geralt turned his head, "like to invent monsters and monstrosities. Then they seem less monstrous themselves. When they get blind, drunk, cheat, steal, beat their wives, starve an old woman, when they kill a trapped fox with an axe or riddle the last existing unicorn with arrows, they like to think that the Bane entering cottages at daybreak is more monstrous than they are. They feel better. They find it easier to live." In the second segment, I want to talk about the gray line. Ever since we were young, we got used to the concept of black versus white. The hero and the villain, the good and the bad. There was no in between. In other words, we are conditioned to expect certain things, such as happy endings and good guys winning, while the bad ones lose. The grey line is that which lays in between the black and the white, and that color and notion is what describes Geralt of Rivia best, both metaphorically speaking and literally. To further express the grey in Geralt's character, author Andrzej Sapkowski brilliantly gives him grey hair as a symbol and reflection and a metaphor of his character. Geralt is a complex character with internal struggle and a realistic view of the world. He is not afraid to walk the path of unorthodox methods to get what he wants. He often describes himself as neutral, and one of his quotations illustrates that perfectly. Evil is evil, lesser, greater, middling, makes no difference. The degree is arbitrary, the definition's blurred. If I'm to choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all. I was going to write a conclusion to this mess of a presentation, which is already incoherent, but I got really tired, so I'm just gonna leave it here. Thank you for understanding.